And good on you, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning into the show. You know how much I love you, how much I appreciate you. Heart bubbles to all of you. Yes, I have my sound effects with me today. You know, it's kind of hard. It's a little difficult bouncing between two different platforms and doing two different shows. But I love it, and I love you guys. So thanks for tuning in. Your support does mean a lot to me. As you know, I've kind of taken a break from YouTube for about 3 months. Most of you have stuck with me. Thank you for that. I love you for that. So if you don't mind, let's build this channel back up. This channel is going to be all about positivity, motivation, success, lift up, like great stories that lift people up, like just that kind of a show where, because we need some of that. The other show, I also do have a show. It's all one word. It's the Scott Ford Show, all one word, and it's on Rumble. That's like just a talk show about topical things going on in the world. Yes, sometimes it does get political. Just that's where I can just say whatever. And here we're just keeping it nothing but positivity, nothing but like laughter, nothing but fun, nothing but good times. So today's show is going to be, now that might be a little confusing when you hear the name of this episode, which you've probably already seen. It's Deathbed Perspective. Now, hold on, Scott. You just talked about like you're going to have like positivity, motivation. It is, because it's all perspective. I want you to take a look at and think about like you're lying on your deathbed. Now, again, that seems a little weird when we call this positivity. It is if you take the right spin on it. The things we worry about, the things we concern ourselves about, worry is a big thing. You know, the Bible always talks about cast your cares. Why worry? Worry does nothing for you. And it really is true. You think of some of the most difficult situations that you've been through and you think there's no way out of it, but yet here you are today. Here you are now listening to the show. Somehow, some way, some of the things that you really stressed yourself out over. I've been there. I've done that. I'm sure I'll do it again. But I'm on a journey. I'm on a mission. I want to thoroughly enjoy life. And I really, sincerely do mean that. Every second counts. And every second that goes by is a second we're not going to get back. Think about how much time you may be angry. You may worry. Think about someone cuts you off in traffic and how you may be upset about that. And you may carry that with you all day long. Now, connecting the dots. That's that person that cut you off in traffic and that upset you and you're still talking about it 3 hours later. Now you're on your deathbed, hopefully many, many years from now. Does that matter? Is that person cutting you off in traffic that I promise you the second they do it, probably not even intentionally most of the time, it's probably unintentional, but the second they do it, the second it's over and they're already zooming past you, they've already forgotten about it. But yet, you're going to carry it all day long. You're going to stress yourself out. You're going to conflict your health because of someone cutting you off in traffic. It happens. Think of the things. I'm real big on changing the things and working on the things you can control. But the things you can't control, seriously, let it go. I know sometimes there's things going on in the world. So it does. There's a lot of negativity in the world right now. And yeah, we should be aware of it. But work on the things you can. Some of the things are just like, they're so beyond us. You know, take things like, let's say as an example, I refuse to talk politics on this show, on this platform. But let's say you take some of the things going on politically that you may not agree with. And that, by the way, that goes on both sides. I don't care if you're right or left. That could be either way. You might not like who the last president was. You may not like who the current president is. You may not like who the next president's going to be. All that applies. You getting severely upset about it and worrying about it, is that going to change who the president is? You getting worried about certain laws that may be in place, you know, is that going to change those laws? No. You know, so put it into a deep perspective. Yes, some of the things we do need to be concerned about. Your finances. Are you able to provide for your family? Are you going to be able to put food on the table? Yeah, there's some realistic things you should put your focus on. But try to focus on the solution. Be the type of person that focuses on the solution as opposed to focusing on the problem. Okay? I talk about this all the time. If there's not a door, you make one. You kick a hole in the wall, you make a door. You have to have that mindset. You can do so much more than you can think of. So spend your time, instead of worrying, how can I fix this? The problem's already there. The problem exists. So you can feed all this energy and building up this problem and making it bigger and bigger because you're putting all your energy into the problem, when you should train yourself to almost immediately, like, be aware of the problem. Okay, here's the problem. Let me know what's going on. Tell me all the information I need to know. Okay, how do we, your next question almost immediately should be, how do we fix this? We can't, it's impossible, it's not gonna be fixed. What if we had to? Start asking yourself better questions. What if we had to? We have to. This is unacceptable. I can't accept this. We have to fix it. We can't fix it. What if we had to? How do we fix this if we had to? How can we make it better? How can we improve it? How can we, fine, maybe we can't 100% turn it around, but how can we improve it? How can we make it better? How can we start working towards this never happening again? See, you ask yourself better questions. Questions lead to the solution. The right questions, let me rephrase that. The right questions lead to the solution. The wrong questions will only fuel the problem. You don't want to keep fueling the problem that is already there. Immediately start focusing on the solution. So your deathbed perspective is, ask yourself, when something happens, is this really going to matter when I'm on my deathbed?
No means no.
Most of the time, the answer is going to be no. Think about the little things. Someone at work talked bad about you. Now, ask yourself, is that going to matter when I'm on my deathbed and I'm surrounded by my family and the people who love me?
No, 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 no.
It's not going to matter. Put those things in perspective. There's so much that could be said about that. Stop, focus, think for a second, and really, a lot of times I use my wife as examples, and it's not ever to make fun of my wife. It's just, these are realistic examples. I talk about realistic things in my life. My wife, it could be someone I'm giving a very vague example. This is not an exact example, but let's just say someone at work might talk bad about her. She will put so much energy and focus into that person, and why did that person say that, and that, and then I'm talking about, it will wreck her for days. And I tell her constantly, honey, you're putting all your focus on this person that for whatever reason doesn't like you. Why don't you put your focus on the people who absolutely adore you and love you and think about you and care about you and provide for you and who are there for you? But don't, again, it's not picking on my wife. Don't most people do that? Think about that for a second. Don't most people put more focus on the people that don't like us for whatever reason than the people that do like us? What do? What's human nature? Do we look at a beautiful rainbow and focus on that? Or do we stop and we have to look at that car crash, right? It's human nature. But fight against that human nature. Someone talks bad about you at work, who cares? You don't need them anyway. And again, will it matter on your deathbed? I can think of so many scenarios, so many challenges. Don't focus on it. Get through it. And you'll be a better person because of it. I guess, I've been talking quite a bit about the landscaping I'm doing around my pool. It is hard work. I'm telling you, it is hard work. And sunrise to pretty much sundown, I'm out there lifting heavy rocks all day long. It's hard work. I don't focus on that though. I got music playing. I'm just and I keep man, this is gonna look so good when it's done. See, it's all perspective. And for years, now look at, talking about a deathbed perspective. There's a possibility, possibly on my deathbed. Now I'm hoping I'm thinking about other things, but maybe quickly I'll go, man, remember I did all that hard work and it took weeks around my pool, and how everything look, you could make, and I do, by the way. My wife, again, use my wife as an example, not anything negative against her. She despises laundry. She hates doing laundry. She hates putting laundry away. It's like the worst thing in the world for her. I actually like it. You know why? I either have music or a podcast going. I'm rolling up my socks. I open up the drawer and I play basketball. I throw the socks into the drawer. You can make dishes fun. You could make almost anything fun if you spin it and put the right perspective on it. So focus on the solutions. Spend no energy on the problem. Focus. Change your focus. Deathbed perspectives. Ask yourself, when you're upset about something, when you're furious about something, when you're worrying about something, ask yourself, is this going to matter when I'm on my deathbed? And I promise you, most of the time the answer is going to be
No, no, no. 1,000 times no.
It's mostly going to be no. I received a couple good books a couple days ago. Hidden Treasures in Secret Places and Hidden Treasures in Dark Places. Both of these books are from my dear friend, Velma Hagar. I want you to go on Amazon and order these two books. They are pearls of wisdom. You know, and it's funny too. I want to wrap this up, but I just want to say, I love Velma. I adore Velma. I really want you to get her books. I do. But never in a million years, back all these years where I was listening to her brother, Sammy Hagar, and rocking out to his music and sincerely a huge fan, never in a million years would I have ever thought. And I read Sammy's autobiography, I read it years ago, so I even knew Velma's name beforehand. I never in a million years thought, I'm going to be friends with this person. We're going to text each other almost daily. We text each other inspiration, thoughts, ideas, things we're doing in our lives. She's an inspiration in my life, and I encourage you to get her books. But trust God, trust the plan. I never thought I could honestly say I'd be friends with Sammy Hagar's sister, who, you know, at first it was like, yeah, I'm going to have Sammy Hagar's sister. She's not Sammy Hagar's sister to me anymore. And I want to make that clear. She's not Sammy Hagar's sister to me. I mean, in reality, she is. She's Velma Hagar. And I love Velma Hagar for Velma Hagar. Separately from Sammy Hagar. Even though I still love Sammy Hagar. I'd love to talk to Sammy Hagar. Oh, what a dream it would be to talk to him. But you never know how things are going to play out. I call her friend now. She's a dear friend of mine. She's not just an acquaintance. I really do adore her. She is a hidden treasure in my life. Get those books. Change your perspectives. Live a good life. And my friends, enjoy your life.
Daddy, Daddy, you're so awesome. Daddy, Daddy, you're so cool. Yeah! I love you, Daddy.